OMGs, boys, girls, in-betweeners, Red Gamer here, and I am back with something which you're not normally going to see on the channel. It's a non-fighting game, and it's Devil May Cry 5, and I'm covering this because the channel, people always say, like, you know, the channel should be about what you're passionate about, what you love, and even though we do cover fighting games here, and I have no intention of changing that, first of all, Devil May Cry is kind of, sort of a fighting game because it's fast-paced, visceral action. And second of all, I fucking love Devil May Cry. I love Devil May Cry so much. I don't think you appreciate this. I love it so much that not only did I buy the DMC reboot on the day of launch, I bought the collector's edition, which has this groovy little Dante necklace in it. I actually own this. That's actually pretty cool, I like it. I defended DMC reboot. I said it was a good game, it just should have never been called Devil May Cry, which I stand by. And I'm not gonna lie, I just love Devil May Cry so much. And it's been such a long time since we've had a Devil May Cry. I don't think you realize this. It's been 10 fucking years since Devil May Cry 4. It's been that long. And Capcom have finally seen fit to release Devil May Cry 5. Now, this isn't a true reaction video because I have actually seen the trailer, so you got clickbaited. Welcome to the internet. You're welcome. But I do love this. I've actually watched this trailer so many times already, and every time it brought a smile to my face. So spoiler alert, I really like the fucking trailer. And so I'm gonna just basically go through this trailer, and I'm assuming you've already seen it. If you haven't seen it, I'll probably toss a link in below. Just go watch the trailer now if you haven't already. Why are you watching this video if you haven't seen the trailer already? It's like 6 hours since the video's been out. You've seen it. So I'm gonna go through this trailer right now and really talk about the parts that I fucking love about this trailer and what makes me excited personally for Devil May Cry 5, and also cover off some of my own little fan theories that I've already been developing through the game, because I'm not like an expert on Devil May Cry lore, but I've played the games enough. Trust me, I've played them. I finished Devil May Cry 4 on, I got through it to, on, I didn't know the trick for the dice cube. So I got to the final boss rush area on Dante Must Die, and I got to the dice game and I just went, fuck it. But that's how much I love the game, is that I played that game on Dante Must Die up to like the final boss rush. So it's amazing, and I want to go through it and just cover off those theories I have, as well as just talking about the things that I do like and don't like about the video itself. And you can just kind of gauge how happy I am off that. So if you don't like that, let me know. Hit the downvote button. It's right there. But otherwise, let's jump into this right now, shall we? Alright, so here we have the trailer for your viewing pleasure on Xbox, but it's not going to be exclusive to Xbox. Not that I care, I have both, but... So we don't know who this guy is. I'm assuming he's some kind of handler for Dante, because he talks about knowing Dante for a long time, and I don't think, I mean, Nero definitely is older in this trailer. He looks like he's in his early to mid 20s, although I'm actually really bad at judging people's ages by looking at them. But that's what he looks like to me. But I'm guessing that's the line that he's feeding to Dante, because that would just make more sense. So we've got like a demon rush on the real world here, which again is kind of interesting because the only time that like the real world has been in a Devil May Cry game has been Devil May Cry 2. Like Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4 all took place in very exotic locations, but Devil May Cry 2, which as far as I understand, unless this game changes that, is still the one furthest along in the timeline of the series. It's the only one to actually take place in like the real world per se. We actually ran around seas and whatnot. No, boring as fuck because they're empty the whole time. Now this guy, I know I'm posting the trailer a lot, but I gotta do that because this guy, this is my fan theory here right here, okay? Let's just see a little bit of him, right? He's got this blood fountain thing going on here. Now, we all want Virgil in this game, and I'm gonna get to that in a second, after the trailer with the only image of, you know, Virgil that we have already. I think this might be Neo Angelo here, and I know Neo Angelo died in Devil May Cry 1, which has been Capcom's whole problem since the get-go. Because, you know, Virgil was such a cool character in Devil May Cry 3, but they already killed him off like 2 games earlier. So I think if they're gonna bring Virgil back, they're either gonna have to bring him back by just like having him just show up and be like, yeah, I'm not dead. Virgil, we thought you were dead. I did. Or he could come back still, he could like basically be like, oh, I didn't die, I'm still a servant of Mundus, and from that point forward kind of break free from Mundus's control because Virgil is that much of a badass. And that's kind of my theory of this guy. I'm probably way off base, He's probably a totally new character, but if we have anything to tie it to, he does kind of look like Neo Angelo. I got no idea what that is. It's just like the 10-minute Guru 2.0. Now this part's really interesting. This part, okay, let's just wind it back a little bit here, right? That. Me and everyone else, when we saw this part here, we thought this was Dante. We thought for a split second, Capcom had made the suicidal decision to follow on from DMC rather than from Devil May Cry 4. Obviously, this is actually Nero. But what I'm wondering about here is, like, was this kind of a reverse troll? Because one of the things that got fanboys so fucking mad about the DMC reboot was, like, very early in the game, a wig falls onto Dante's head, and it's got Dante's old hairdo, and he looks into a mirror and just goes, never in a million years. And that pissed off so many fucking fanboys. It was hilarious. I didn't care about it personally. I was kind of like, yeah, okay. You're giving the finger to Dante. You know, that's probably what he would do if he saw you, so that's fine. But I kind of wonder if this is like a reverse troll from Capcom, like making everyone think for a split second that it's Dante before they reveal that it was actually Nero the whole time.
This is a trial from the heavens above.
So the Devil May Cry van, I'm guessing they're like kind of like a subsidiary now of like Dante's group. And this bit here, I know I'm doing this a lot, but I got a lot to talk about with this trailer. This bit here, this trailer has some really fucking good facial animation in it. I just want to call them out for that right now. There's some lip syncing which looks a little bit off in places, but that's, you know, probably because they're just Japanese and they're bad at that sort of thing for English voices. But like, if you just watch this part here, like Nero's voice really conveys like some really intense determination and rage. Like, yeah, get in there, son. And I just fucking love that. That's probably like that and one other part with this new chick.
Hey, honey,
not this bit.
need assistance?
I'm not really big on the Southern Belle accent, but
Hey, you have to hit every single
I dig her all the same. And oh my god, Johnny Young Bosch. Johnny Young Bosch is back as Nero, and I can't be happier because he is one of my favorite voice actors. Like Johnny Young Bosch, Ruben Langdon, the voice of Dante, obviously, and the voice of Femshep. Shit, her name escapes me right now. You know who I'm talking about. I'll mention it probably in the video below. But regardless, those are like my top 3. Oh, Nolan North, obviously. They're like my top 4 favorite voice actors. Seriously, I'm embarrassed I can't remember Femshep's name. But, so the fact that Johnny Young Bosch is back, I said on Twitter that I could listen to that guy read the phone book because no one does angst. And no one does like sassy male voice like Johnny Young Bosch. And I fucking love his Nero. So the fact that we get to hear more of that is just right up my alley.
Ruin my groove.
You ruin my groove! Urgh. This bit here, just crazy batshit anime action. I fucking love it. Just way over the top.
Up, crew cut.
He's got the sass.
You taking notes?
Okay, the robot arm. Let's talk about that. So there's a little bit later on in this trailer where you actually get to see his Devilbringer arm get torn off by some mysterious new adversary, which is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the robot arm because it does harken back to Metal Gear Solid 5 a little bit too much. That said, I'm fine with it. I just kind of prefer the Devilbringer, that's all. But we'll see. Obviously, like, this gives them a lot of new opportunities for like new gameplay mechanics, so I'm fine with that from a gameplay standpoint. Yep, hacking and slashing as he always does. So that's from Devil May Cry 4. This bit here, look at her face. Look at her face. Kick demon ass, yeah! I fucking love it. I love it so much. So that's a new mechanic. There's a time stop mechanic there by looking at things. There's no reticule either, which you'll notice. So there's no reticule during the gameplay section. So they either removed that completely or they've just dropped it for the trailer. It's hard to say.
No chit chat or monologue? Just getting right to the point, huh?
Damn right. This demon looks a little bit generic, which is a little bit disappointing. It's kind of like big demon with a mouth and stomach. Could be a little bit better, but I mean the boss fight looks cool as fuck nonetheless. I mean he eats cars. I mean what else? What more do you need? And I'll actually say like if they do that boss fight where there's a bunch of cars around and you can destroy the cars to stop him from eating them would be a pretty cool mechanic for a boss fight.
Every dime, you know it. Cash first.
Cash first. to be stabs. Animation looks fucking great. There's the Devil Bringer. He's getting thrown around. Oh my god, Kyrie! Kyrie! Did we all not get so sick of that? Like, I love his voice acting, don't get me wrong, but he bitched about Kyrie so much in Devil May Cry 4. And she's back in Devil May Cry 5, probably getting kidnapped again. So yeah, there's the part where he gets his Devil Bringer arm ripped off. So that's obviously a key part of the plot. So I'm guessing because they wanted something. I don't know. That's my best theory there.
I've got a score to settle with that son of a bitch.
Devil May Cry 5.
Devil May Cry.
It's about time. Alright, this little bit here. I actually missed this the first go around. Someone had to point it out to me. Old Man Dante. Hobo Dante. So that's it. So there's a lot to unpack here. But before I forget about it, I do want to actually cover Virgil as well. Now, there's a little bit of artwork that got released with the game as well, which is not in that trailer, which someone pointed out to me on Twitter, which was very good of them. So let's go back to the desktop here. So this is the artwork which is not in the trailer. So they've already confirmed that the game's going to be running at 60 FPS, which is pretty much a necessity for an action/slash game. Ever since like Bayonetta and MGS Rising made it the standard, that's just the baseline. So that's great. And they've also confirmed there will be 3 playable characters. Now we've obviously got Nero up front here. We've obviously got Dante over here. And we've got third character over here. Now a lot of people are saying this is going to be Virgil. And that's the obvious choice, that this is going to be Virgil. But going back to my Nero Angelo theory for a second, there's a couple of indiscrepancies here. First of all is that his arms are covered in tattoos, that we can see here. Obviously pretty blurry, but this is the best quality that we got on day one. Which doesn't seem like a very Virgil thing to do. Like, Virgil was the opposite of Dante. He was the cool, calm, collected, methodical one, whereas Dante was the hothead, playboy, pizza-loving, fun-loving, demon slayer kind of guy. So if anyone's going to get tattoos, you'd think it would more be Dante rather than this dude here. So that's kind of my first issue with this picture. Second issue with this picture is, where's Yamato? Because Yamato was reforged in Devil May Cry 4, and as far as we know, it still exists. It might have been attached to... Dante gave it back to Nero at the end of Devil May Cry 4, which means it may have been attached to the Devil Bringer arm when it was torn off, which would explain why it's not there. But Yamato is kind of Virgil's signature weapon. So if you're going to have Virgil in the game, this looks more like a sai. There's a blunt end on the end of this from what we can see here. So it looks like a sai or a tongfa or something like that. It doesn't look like a sword to me from this perspective. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the way that I'm going with that. And third of all is that his cloak doesn't look very blue. Now, we already know from the trailer that Nero wears a black coat, but it looks very blue because of the lighting in this picture, that everything's got like a very bluish hue on it here. So Nero's coat actually looks more blue than this dude's here, which means it could be black, which means it may well not be Nero again. So obviously he's got the white hair going on, but at this stage I'm only about 50% sure that this is actually Virgil. I'm not convinced that it actually is him. Also, he doesn't have the same style of hair. It's like his hair looks very similar to Dante's here, whereas Virgil always had he had the same hairdo, but he always wore it slicked back. So obviously, there's a lot of character license going on here. Dante did change a lot from Devil May Cry 3 to Devil May Cry 4, so this could just be... We haven't seen an older version of Virgil yet. We've only ever seen the Devil May Cry 3 version. Even in the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, it was still the Devil May Cry 3 version of Dante. He hadn't aged because it was set in the past. So there could be some creative license going on here. We don't know, but I'm just not sold on that just yet. Now, going back to Old Man Dante, I'm not sure about that. We've only seen the one picture of him where he's got like this really grizzled hobo beard kind of thing. It's not quite a beard, it's not quite stubble, it's kind of in between. I'd really like to see more of him. Obviously, Capcom are holding it off for another trailer. I'm not sold on it. I mean, I'm not against it either. But, I mean, we all know that Devil May Cry 3 version of Dante is the best version of Dante. Out of all the different time periods that we've seen him from, I'm just not really a fan of Capcom really aging Dante with every game. I mean, the man's half demon. You know, if you wanted to say that he aged slower than humans, that'd be fine, but they're clearly making him older with each game as the timeline progresses. Although, again, I think that Devil May Cry 2 is still set furthest along in terms of the timeline. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. That's fine. I got no problem with that. So, I don't know. We'll see about that. So I'm on the fence about that. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I just want to see some more Dante. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's my thoughts, my theories. I don't know anything about the new chick. She's as much of a mystery to me as she is to you. I'm not really big on the Southern Belle accent, but I do like her sass. I like her attitude. Yeah, she gets really into the demon slaying and whatnot. So yeah, I'm definitely down with that. Smoking in the game is kind of weird. There's two characters, like there's a dude at the start with the cigar smoking, and when she flipped the van, she kind of plucks a cigarette out of midair with her mouth, which is interesting. But don't smoke, kids, it's bad for you. But that's it, I'm kind of waffling at this point, so I'm going to wrap it up. So that's my thoughts. I'm super psyched for this game. I have watched this trailer more than a dozen times, and every time I had a big goofy grin on my face, which means a lot, because I've seen a lot of games, and I've been burned by a lot of games, especially in recent times. Mass Effect Andromeda being a clear example of a game that I got hyped for and just got let down by massively. And so it takes a lot to get me excited about a game. I love the Tomb Raider franchise. I'm a big fan of it, but even I saw like the new Tomb Raider trailer, and I was kind of like, yeah, that's good. I'll buy it, but I'm not excited about it. But this actually has me genuinely excited, which is something I don't get to say very often. So please, Capcom, I'm begging you, don't fuck this up. Please, you fuck up so many things. You fucked up the launch of Street Fighter V. You fucked up the launch of Marvel Infinite. Don't fuck this up. You fucked up Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition big time. But this is your big chance. You would win so much goodwill from me and every other Capcom fan if you just make a competent game that runs properly. That's all we want. It has all like the features that we would expect. You know, obviously you just need a good story mode. You don't need multiplayer for this. There's nothing there, so just have a good story mode with some good unlocks. And that's it. We'll be happy. That's all we want. We don't need Battle Royale mode. We don't need Battle Royale. We don't need loot boxes. We don't need anything like that. We just want a good story mode, good unlocks for some extra characters. You can throw in some DLC costumes. That's fine. You can do that sort of shit. You can throw in a DLC campaign. That's fine. Just do that. Just do the sensible thing. Don't fuck it up, please. Alright guys, that's it for me guys. Kisses, hugs, belly rubs. If you got any thoughts of your own, post them in the comments below. And I'll see all of you very soon.